Okay, girls, let's continue. Also, we saw have to, over review have to and don't have to. Remember the have to in this case is something for us that we use for a strong obligation. Okay, and remember that I, you, we, and they work with have to, and for the negative don't have to or do not have to. And for he, she, and it, we have to use has to, or for negative doesn't have to or does not have to. And after to, the action has to be in base form. Okay, so for this exercise we need to mention two things that you have to do in school and that you don't have to do. And for singular, to work with the singular form, two things that your mom has to do at home, and two negative. For example, in positive, I have to pay the monthly fee. Okay, I have to study for the test. Negative, ay, aquí se vino para acá, pero es la parte negativa, a ver si lo puedo corregir. I don't have to use a uniform at school. I don't have to eat during class. The same happens with the exercise about mom. I'm sorry. My mom has to relax more often. My mom has to clean the house. Negative. My mom doesn't have to cook all the time. My mom doesn't have to work in an office. Remember, after the preposition to, the action has to be in base form. Okay, to cook, to work, to relax, to clean. Okay, for negative and plural. Okay, and if it is a question, remember that have to is auxiliary that we're going to use. So for the question, it could be have you have to pay the monthly fee? Have you have to study? Okay, etc. And finally, I put this information in which you can see the difference between can and may. Okay, remember that can is to talk about an ability. Okay, and may is to talk about a permission. It says use may for permission and use can for ability. Use may for permission. For example, may she swim is the same as asking is permitted to swim. Okay, or in the case of can, that is for an ability, we have an example. Can she swim is the same as is she able to swim. Se le permite, más bien dicho es capaz de nadar, ¿sí? Entonces may se usa para un permiso o una pregunta formal, polite, y can es para una habilidad, algo que es capaz o hábil de hacer. Una cosa es que sí, que si se le permite ir a nadar, ¿verdad? Si se les permitido nadar, y otra es que si puede nadar, que si es capaz de nadar, que si tiene la habilidad de nadar, ¿sí? Y aquí vemos diferentes usos. Can and may, there is often confusion over the words can and may. Can, the word can is used to denote ability. For example, I can whistle. Whistle is the same as I have the ability to whistle. Or can he lift 150 kilograms? Thus is the same as does he have the ability to lift 100 kilograms? Now also can is for permission in an informal setting. These days the word can is used for both ability and permission, particularly in an informal setting. For example, you can swim in this river. It's the same as you are allowed to swim in this river. Or, can I have a biscuit? Am I permitted to have a biscuit? Okay. But for a formal way, we're going to use may. Use may for permission in a formal setting. If you have a reason to be overcorrect, example, you're hosting royalty or a very pedantic grandparent, you should use may to denote permission. For example, may I leave the table? Am I permitted to leave the table? O sea, es una forma, se me permite pararme de la mesa, abandonar la mesa. Si es una forma, pues es más formal. Also, may, the word may is used to denote permission. For example, you may swim in this river. It's the same as you are allowed to swim in this river. O, may I have a biscuit? Am I permitted to have a biscuit? Es muy similar may y can, pero acuérdate que may es más formal que el can. Y principalmente can es de habilidad y may es para un permiso. ¿Ok? Y bueno, pues espero que estudien esta guía para que les sirva para el examen.